Hi guys, one tool that I wanted to share about that's been extremely helpful in this time of digital learning has been Zoom. Zoom is being used by teachers to host virtual classes. It's being used by administrators to host faculty meetings. And the purpose that I'm going to show you is our administrative team is using this as a way to collaboratively meet as well. It's really neat because you can go ahead and schedule ahead meetings. So I'm going to show you how I do that now. I'm just going to call this our A-team meeting, and we have one that we're going to schedule for next Monday, the 23rd. We're going to meet at 8 a.m. and so it allows you to set the time. It allows you to send it directly to people's calendars. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule that, and then it's going to pop up an email so I can send it as an email attachment to the rest of the people on my administrative team. And so it sends them a reminder. It's very helpful and easy to use. So this is what it looks like as I'm in the meeting. I'm obviously in here by myself right now, but there would be other squares with the other team members as they come and join in. You'll see that I have a background that's specific to our school. That's one thing that's really cool about Zoom is it allows you to create your own background. You don't need to have a green screen or anything like that. You just pop in a picture. It's very easy. You can also share your screen. So if you are a teacher and you're trying to use this to collaborate with your coworkers, or if you're hosting a meeting with your class, you can simply just share your screen, show it to your students, and teach virtually. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. You just pop down here, go to share screen. It asks you which screen you want to share. So I will just, for the purpose of this, hop over to a smart page that I have. So if I were teaching my class, I could have my problem, teach through it, show my students exactly what I want them to do, talk them through the lesson, and almost just like we were right there in the classroom. So this is a really neat tool, especially in these times. You know, we don't all love to be in them, but it's forcing us to really learn some great new tools. So the next tool I want to show you is a site called GenerationGenius. This is a great tool that can be used right now to host your science instruction for your students. Generally, it is a paid site that you do have to pay for. It can be paid for individually or through a school or district-wide program. Right now, they're hosting 1 month free. So what's really neat about this is you can just directly send a lesson to your students. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if I want to send this lesson, Introduction to Weather, to my students, I can view it as the teacher right here, where it shows me all of the different components that go in with this. Again, your students would just mainly watch the video, but if I want to send this to my students, I can do that. Come down here, grab this, generate student link, and we would send it to them. And this is exactly what your students will see. So again, they're going to watch the video. It's 12 minutes long, but what's neat is in your message to them, you can have them say, hey, let's discuss 2 of the before, 2 of the after discussion questions. You can also require them to access the reading material that goes along with the video. And then there's also assessments that takes them to other tools. So it's really neat. They can do a Kahoot or they can do a paper quiz. Each one that I've clicked on so far has both of those options, a Kahoot version and a paper quiz option. So great way to get your science content in within the regular classroom, but especially now during this virtual learning, it's a really great tool. Another tool that I explored was Pear. This was one that was recommended to me at the beginning of the semester by our professor, and so I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So it's very similar to Nearpod. I will be honest, I haven't found it to be extremely user-friendly. That could just be because I haven't used it with an actual class yet, but just as far as navigation, it hasn't been as user-friendly as Nearpod to me. But I'll show you the tools. It's similar to Nearpod. You can mirror it to your class, and so they punch in a code and then they're able to sync right into what you're doing. So it already has some pre-created prompts. Now that's one thing that I did really like about it. So you have some that you can use for the beginning of the class, during class, and the end of class. So one right now is we can have a stress check one where your students would just simply enter this joinpd.com and then they would enter in the code. After they've entered in that code, it would take them directly to this screen here. And so they would answer this question, and after you're finished with that, you can either add in a new prompt where they can answer that as well, or you can simply end it. So it can be as short or as long. You can also add these prompts into things that you already have. So if you already have a presentation, you can pop some of these into your presentations and present it that way. Again, it's a great tool. I think I probably just need to be able to explore it with an actual class, and then that may help me navigate it a little bit better. Okay, and the last tool that I'm going to show you it's a site called RingBeller. So think of it kind of like the opposite of a bell ringer. You could show these, they're just short videos, but they teach kind of those social emotional type lessons. I think you could definitely use this in place of your morning meetings right now. So I'll quickly show you one. It's kind of like an interview setting, just a video where the topic of this one, I believe, is creativity. And so I'll just quickly show the video, but then there's also, you can see a download the activity guide. So there's also other things that you can do with it as well. Okay, so we'll pause that there. So it's actually talking about imagination in this one, but let's take a look at this activity guide, where this is something where you could send that video out to your students, but then you could also have them choose one thing to do from the activity guide. They're pretty simple. Some of them are just discussion prompts where you could have them write about these in an online platform. You could write back to them. And so that's just something that's really simple that they could do. Of course, there's other activities where you could do in class, but I think those discussion prompts are something that are very easy to do virtually. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed these 4 new tools. Again, those are Pear Deck, Zoom, GenerationGenius, and Bell Ringer.